Linwood, Washington.
911. What is the address of your emergency?
Hello. Currently driving right now. I'm going southwest on 196th Street here in Linwood. I just got off the highway heading to work right now, and this lady almost pushed me off the road, and I kind of just pulled up next to her at the light. Didn't do nothing, and she flashed a pistol out at me.
Okay, and which direction are you guys heading on 196?
We're heading southwest.
Officers pulled over off-duty Edmonds police officer Melinda Lean, who was driving a vehicle matching the description given by the caller. The interaction that followed was captured on officer body camera.
I got no driver with your left hand. Open up the door.
I can see through.
Outside. Do it now. Keep your hands up and step out of the vehicle. Do it now.
Okay.
Go ahead, turn around and face away from me. With your left hand, pick up the back of your shirt. Go ahead and spin around 360 for me. Okay. So with your hands up, slowly walk backwards towards the sound of my voice. Yep, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. You're doing good. Keep coming.
Okay, stop right there.
Keep coming.
Get down on your knees. Do not move. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
All right, I'm going to put you down real quick.
You got it.
All right, I'm going to sit you up. Okay, I'm going to bring it back up here. That's how you put your feet back there, please. That's how you put your feet back there, please.
Okay, so I winded it back. No, I just went back a little bit just because I was trying to figure out whether she was smirking, like she was smiling, smirking or something like that, and she was. I was kind of confused. It kind of threw me off, but I feel as though since she thinks that she's like an off cop or something like that, um, that she's gonna get a break or something like that. So she kind of smiled like, "You're a female cop, okay." I'm probably gonna get off on this, but I don't know.
All right, is this your vehicle, ma'am?
It is, yes.
Okay, I'm just going to read you something real quick and then I'm going to chat. Okay.
Understood?
All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right at this time to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and answer any question or make any statements. Do you understand your rights, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's going on today? Sounds like there were some issues back there at the traffic light.
Yep.
Okay, what's going on?
So, driving southbound on I-5.
Okay.
I went to go merge to get off of 196. Had my turn signal on forever. That dude kept trying to get closer and closer. Didn't want to let me in. I was about to miss the exit on 196. I squeezed in between him and the other vehicle, put up my hand, continued driving off of the exit. He started road raging at me, got up on my bumper, flashed his lights at me the entire time. We were coming off of the exit at 196. Got up to as we were coming up to the next stoplight, he swerved over into the left lane really quickly off of my driver's side. Got up next to me, and then when he got towards the front of my car, he jerked his wheel, trying to act like he was juke me, like he was going to come get into my lane.
Mm-hmm.
I slammed on my brakes. He did it again, and then when we ended up next to each other at the stoplight, he put up his hands in a finger gun motion at me.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up mine. My pistol is in the glove compartment now.
Mm-hmm.
Picked up my pistol and showed it to him as well.
Okay.
And then put it back down. He waved at me, and then that was it.
Is it? So where is it now?
It's in the glove compartment.
Okay. Okay. All right. So there's a pistol and a.
What about her ticket? They don't see her as a threat,
Yeah, she's been ready everything. There you go.
my understanding is, I guess they ran her plate, and the cop right here, he's holding something, maybe her ID, possibly. It seemed like he went into her car, so he probably noticed the gun was in her compartment. Because I believe her door was still open. So I guess he figured that she was a cop, so they're gonna take handcuffs off her, I guess. Because in this situation, I don't see why they would take the cuffs off her. They probably keep her on her, even though the weapon's in the car. But I don't know. Maybe just a females thing. I don't know.
Hi there.
Hey.
Would you like to see my ID?
Oh, okay.
You
Gotcha.
have her ID.
Melinda,
Oh,
okay.
and then she showed her the police one. Oh, okay. Okay, now it makes sense. All right. I was confused. I was like, in the sense of like in this scenario, they would keep the handcuffs on her, regardless whether the gun is in her car. They would keep the handcuffs on her after getting the story. But I'm guessing when they run their plates, like I'm not a cop, so I'm not sure what they see when they run your plates from. But from what my friends say, when you run the plates, you can see when they had a ticket, like the dates that they had a ticket, and what tickets, kind of tickets they had, and stuff like that. I think it's like general information, but it's nothing like crazy, like Social Security or anything like that. I think it's just more like they're able to see like whether you had a ticket on the 4 years or something like that, or in the past few months or something like that, and stuff like that. But that's why I thought like maybe that's why he told her to take the handcuffs off her, because he walked by like, oh, she's good, whatever, and she just took the handcuffs off her and stuff like that. I thought since she had a gun in the compartment, they would keep the handcuffs on her, but. It's funny because she's smiling, and she was smiling when she first got back there. That's why I rewinded back just to make sure I saw what I saw. And she was smiling from the first beginning, and then now it makes sense. She was like, "Oh, okay. You want to see my ID? Okay, here's my military one." Like, and I think it's her. It says police something something. They covers it up. I'm not sure if that's her military license, same police officer, or maybe she got something different. But it's kind of funny that she pulled that off like it was like a Uno reverse card. Like,
There you go.
Hi there.
even your own police.
Would you like to see my ID?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Melinda, okay, gotcha.
Your car insurance company hopes that you never find this site, but now you can stick it to them. Listen, your car insurance company might
After Officer Lean explains that her gun is in the glove compartment of her vehicle, she is released from handcuffs. As the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Washington State, explained in the 1996 case of Washington versus Lambert, officers have the authority to employ so-called especially intrusive means of effecting a vehicle stop, including the use of handcuffs and drawing weapons in so-called special circumstances, such as when the police have information that the suspect is currently armed, or when the stop closely follows a violent crime. Here, the other driver had alleged that Officer Lean was armed, and that she had potentially committed a violent crime by pointing her firearm at him. However, once the officers determined that Officer Lean was not currently armed, and that her weapon was too far away for her to be able to grab it if she was unhandcuffed, a court could conclude that the justification for keeping her in handcuffs had dissipated, as the perceived threat posed by Officer Lean had significantly diminished, particularly in light of her cooperation. Accordingly, the officers ensured compliance with the Fourth Amendment by releasing Officer Lean from handcuffs at this point in the encounter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reserve?
National Guard now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What unit?
I am with a unit down at JBLM now. I'm in an intel unit.
I'm sorry, you're in the National Guard. Don't call yourself being in the military. You're just a volunteer. Sorry.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very strange Monday.
Happy Monday.
It's a really weird Monday.
Is Edward 41 coming here?
Yes.
Okay.
Call me. Figure it out.
How long have you been with Linwood?
I think 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
You liking it so far?
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Good.
Did you turn your Opticom off? Well, did you turn your Opticom off yet? That's not why we need you to come back. We're trying to figure out what we have PC for. So, what did he say?
Okay, so body cam going in yet?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, so they're driving southbound on I-5. He's on the right side getting off to go west on
I thought you were
196.
telling me this happened on I-5. That was going to change things.
So then she's in the eastbound to go like other exit, the eastbound exit.
Right.
She swerves over almost in the middle. Then they somehow get to the light at Jack in the Box at 196. He looks over and goes like this. She looks over and goes like this. And he sees her reach down, gets a gun, and then points it out.
Good news is he said it looked like a really little gun, so probably may not have used a gun. Bad news is he explicitly says she pointed it at him. Okay. So,
And PC is assault too.
all right. All right. We have subject custodial arrest.
That is correct.
Okay. You're booked to county. All right. Gotta do what we gotta do. Alrighty. You guys go see that stuff?
My thing is, in this situation, let's just play devil advocate, right? Let's just say she did do that. Okay, she goes to the county, blah 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 blah. You're guilty. Don't point a fucking gun at people. You know what I mean? Guns is not to be pointed. You don't point a gun at someone unless you're ready to shoot. You get what I'm saying? Same thing with the trigger. Putting your hand on the trigger. You don't put your hand on the trigger unless you're ready to shoot. That's just how my training, I learned it. You just don't point unless you're ready to shoot. Being at the low ready is different from pointing at someone, you know? But let's just say this person was lying. Let's just say this person was lying. She did draw her weapon when, like, whatever. Never pointed at anyone. Let's just say she did do that. Then, if that's the case, how can she prove that in court that the other person lied? Because she going to the county, I'm pretty sure she's gonna have like a court date, right? And then she goes to the court date. How can she prove she has a dash cam, that'd be great. You get what I'm saying? But if she don't, then it's like it's her word against this mystery person that called over the phone. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, damn, she go to jail to county, and then realize when she go to the county, she got to talk to the judge. Why did she get a fine for cutting someone off for due care, which I think is like, depending on where you at, I think it's like $100. I think. I know that for a fact because when I got in a car accident, the person who pretty much caused the accident, they had like 2 tickets that had due care, which was like $100, and they had like for not wearing a seatbelt, which I think it's like an $80 or something like that, and then it had some other charge as well. But yeah, her circumstances is kind of like let's say she didn't do it and that person lied, and it's kind of like she showed her gun. He's like, oh, she pointed at me. Like then it's like she's like, what can she do? You know what I mean? But I mean, from all in all, looking at the police, I don't see them do anything bad from right now. I'm just seeing them going off of what they have to do. I'm not a bootlicker. I'm not, I don't really like police at all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But my understanding right now, I'm not seeing anything from their side of what they're doing bad. They're just going off of, hey, that's what they said you should draw. Whatever we person do, take it to the county. That's pretty much, I guess, the sergeant that's in charge said. I'm gonna go back some and rehear what they said just to make sure or I'm saying is true. But yeah, that's it.
Over almost in the middle. Then they somehow get to the light at Jack in the Box at 196. He looks over and goes like this. She looks over and goes like this. And he sees her reach down, gets a gun, and then points it out.
But is that Come on with these fucking.
Do not pay your next car insurance bill. Repeat, do
Such a
not
scam. This
pay
is
your
such a
bill
scam,
yet.
bro.
So I found this web.
Such a
Good
scam.
news is you said it looked like a really little gun, so probably not a good
I
gun.
want to know: is it video of this, or just is that
Happy Monday.
hearing that
2.5 years. It'll be 3 years in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
You liking it so far?
Yeah, I do.
This little petty conversation of I'm gonna be
Fun. Did you turn your Opticom off?
Something.
Turn your Opticom off yet? That's not why we need you to come back. We're trying to figure out what we have PC for. So, what did he say? Yeah.
What we say?
Fun. Did you turn your Opticom
Turn your Opticom off.
off?
Something.
Turn your Opticom off yet? That's not why we need you to come back.
That's not why we need you to come.
We're trying to figure out what we
Trying to figure out what we have to see for.
have PC for. So, what did he say?
So what did he say as a?
Yeah. Okay. So body cam going yet?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. So they're driving southbound on.
That's a red flag. Asking the body cam should why you worry about whether it's on or not? Like that's weird.
I-5. He's on the right side, getting off to go west on
I thought you were
196.
telling me this happened on I-5. That was going
No.
to change things.
So then she's in the eastbound to go like other exit, the eastbound exit.
Right.
She swerves over almost in the pit. Then they somehow get to the light at Jack in the Box at 196th. He looks over and goes like this. She looks over and goes like this. And he sees her reach down, points it, gets a gun, and then points it out.
Good news is he said it looked like a really little gun, so probably not a good gun. Bad news is he explicitly says she pointed it at him. Okay. So, and PC is assault too.
All right. Okay. Maybe I'm not getting it. I'm gonna stop pausing because I know this is annoying. Maybe I'm not getting it, but I'm taking it as they going off of what he said, or they seen a video, or what? Because if they're going off of what he said that she did, then it's like, okay, we have to put her in custody because of she had a gun. She may have pointed at him. Da 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 da. So we have to take him take her into custody. But if that did not happen, then I wonder, like, if he lied, then what would be the repercussions of that? But
We have accepted custodial arrest. That is correct. Okay. You're booked to county. All right. Gotta do what we gotta do. Alrighty. You guys go see that stuff? All right. So Melinda, we've done our thing. We've looked at the whole totality of the circumstances, the whole bit. At this point, the PC's assault too.
For what?
For pointing the firearm
I
at
didn't
him.
point it at him.
He's saying
I
he
did
did.
not. I did not point it at him.
It's kind of the line that we have here is, well, you know as well as I do. Weapons apparently capable of producing bodily harm, brandishing,
I do.
or assault too.
The officer states that there is probable cause to arrest Officer Lean for assault in the second degree because the other driver claimed she pointed the gun at him. Under Section 9A.36.021 of the Revised Code of Washington, an individual is guilty of assault in the second degree, which is a felony offense, if he or she, quote-unquote, assaults another with a deadly weapon. As the Supreme Court of Washington explained in the 2024 case of Matter of Arntzen, Washington law recognizes two different types of assault: an attempt to cause bodily injury through unlawful force, and an attempt to cause fear and apprehension of bodily injury. Under the second definition, an individual can be convicted of assault if they act with an intention to cause another individual to fear that they will be injured. As a firearm is a deadly weapon, and Washington courts have often recognized that pointing a gun is sufficient to show this intent to cause fear, it is likely that a court would agree that the other driver's allegations were sufficient to provide the Linwood officers with probable cause to arrest Officer Lean. Now, it is important to note that even though Officer Lean told a different version of events than the other driver, the Supreme Court held in the 2018 case of District of Columbia versus Westby that officers are not required to believe a suspect's innocent explanation when determining whether probable cause exists, as probable cause does not demand certainty, and officers may reasonably rely on common sense and context, even when suspects offer potentially exculpatory accounts.
Sergeant Bear, I'm in the lane. He comes up. He swoops his car towards me. He swoops his car towards me again, which we all know that vehicles can be used as deadly weapons. Okay? He gets up beside me. I finally look over at him. He points finger guns at me. He points at me. I picked mine up with my left hand. I'm right-handed, picked it up. It's in its holster. I just held it up in its holster, not even in any sort of configuration. I did not point it at him, and then put it back down. And then he continued, making hand motions at me. The light turned green, traffic started going. So I pulled into the other lane and I turned north to get away from him. I never pointed it at him. I never held it in a configuration that it could be pointed at him in any way whatsoever.
Okay.
He road raged me the whole way off. As soon as we hit the exit, I'm backing away from the car in front of me to give them more space. He's on my bumper, flashing his lights at me, road raging me the whole time, coming up on my bumper. I'm using my turn signals. I get over into this center left lane. He swerves around onto the left side of me. He road rages me all the way up the road. He swoops his car in towards me multiple times. I don't react.
My thing is, here's my thing. Let's just say he did all that. Because we live in a society people do the most dumbest shit. I mean, if you look at my channel, I looked over and reviewed a woman who had two baby kids, two little kids, beautiful little kids in the back of her car for I think almost 3 to 2 months. I understand that we live in a world where just mentally, people are just out there somewhere, in fucking space or some shit like that. You get what I'm saying? So let's just say what she's saying is true. She cut him off. He freaked the fuck out. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna swerve my car. He's pissed off. You get it? Let's just say that's the case. If he did all of that, right? As you been in the military, why didn't you call the police? For me, would I call the police? Not necessarily. I probably wouldn't really even care. But then again, if he's swerving or some shit, how much I love my car, probably would get his plates and probably would call. Probably get him a call. Yeah, this dude did this and that and the third. I have it on video. And if they ever came to my house or, hey, can we see that video? I showed him the video with his license plate or him doing that shit. And then it's he's cooked. You get what I'm saying? That's my extra fuck you back to the person trying to hit my car. You get what I'm saying? But for her, I would feel why wouldn't you call the police if that was occurring? He kept swerving to your car, making all these hand movements, you know what I mean? Thug life, all that, whatever he's doing back there, all this Naruto shit, I don't know. But if he's doing hand movements to you and doing all this other extra stuff to you, making finger movements like he's going to shoot you or something like that, why didn't you call the police? I have a gun. I keep a gun close to me a lot. But I would never take this gun and just go like this. Go like this with it. For what? For what? For me, being in the military, which she's in the military, I guess, maybe it's 2 different time frames or something like that. I would never grab my gun in any situation unless I'm ready to fucking drop someone. I'm just being totally honest. I'm not saying I'm that guy, but I'm just being totally honest. I'm not grabbing my gun to, hey, I got it on me. Like, for what? That's what little boys, little girls do. I don't grab my gun for a situation like that. For that reason alone, that she put her hands on her gun, I can see why they maybe arrest her because that can be kind of like, I guess what the dude just said, it can be kind of like you're threatening them to harm them in a way, but you're not pointing them, but you're showing that you could harm them in a way or something like that he said. But in the same sense, I would never grab my gun. Like, for what? I mean, if I feel threatened or I feel like someone's like on some weird shit, I may put my hand on it. I'm not gonna present it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I wouldn't I wouldn't I wouldn't grab my gun and go like that. Like, for what? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Just to say I have it on me too. Like, I don't know. That
To any of that other than to make sure that I hit my brakes so that he's not behind me anymore. I'm not brake checking him, but I hit my brakes to make sure that he didn't hit the front end of my car. And then I was on the phone with my mom. Like I was talking to my mom. He gets up next to me. He points at me like he's going to shoot me. I just held it up. I didn't point out at him. I didn't threaten him with it. Again, it's in its holster in the exact configuration that it's in right now. Like, I never pointed it at him. I didn't act aggressively with it in any way. Like, he made the threatening motion towards me. I did not make the threatening motion towards him. Okay. It was all a reaction to his road rage towards my vehicle. Like, I wouldn't do that.
Officer Lean claims that she displayed her pistol and did not point it at the other driver. She also alleges that she did this in response to aggressive tailgating and that the other driver allegedly made a so-called finger gun hand gesture at her when they were stopped beside each other in traffic. However, the other driver alleged that he only looked at Officer Lean in confusion and raised his hands in a shrugging motion, and that Officer Lean responded by mirroring his gesture, grabbing a firearm, and pointing it at him. The Arnson case that we discussed earlier in this episode clarified that it is not necessary that a suspect point a gun in order to be convicted of assault, as the intent to cause.
That's what I was saying. That's what I don't know who this dude, this auto dude is. He's on point with his laws, to be honest. Like he's on point. This is what I was talking about. It doesn't, like, for the simple fact that she grabbed it and lifted it up, or like I don't know. I think she had it like, I'm gonna break down my firearm real quick. For the simple fact that she broke down her so my firearm broke it down. For the simple fact that she went like this with it. So that's what she said. She said she was sitting there and she reached down, grabbed it, and went like this to show it, and then put it down. Or she went like this and showed it and put it down. One of the whatever ways that she was doing it. It doesn't matter. The simple fact that what I'm reading is that basically the simple fact that she showed that she has the way of harming or showing that she could harm him in a way is, I guess, threatening or a whatever. But I'm gonna go back and let him speak a little bit more on it. Right there. All right.
Pointing it at him. The Arnson case that we discussed earlier in this episode clarified that it is not necessary that a suspect point a gun in order to be convicted of assault, as the intent to cause fear in the other person.
So it doesn't matter that she pointed it at him. It doesn't matter. She showed that she can hurt him in a way. It still can be considered as assault. Okay.
can be inferred from the totality of the circumstances, including a menacing display of a firearm. However, if Officer Lean merely displayed the firearm and did not point it, it is more likely that her actions would align with the misdemeanor offense of unlawful display of a firearm, as defined in Section 9.41.270 of the Washington Revised Code, which comprises exhibiting or displaying a firearm with an intent to intimidate another, or in a way that warrants alarm for the safety of other persons. Even still, if Officer Lean's side of the story was true, she could potentially have a defense to any criminal charges under Section 9A.16.020 of the Washington Revised Code, which makes it lawful for a citizen threatened to use force in order to prevent an injury to themselves or stop a malicious interference with property. Well, given Officer Lean's allegations regarding the other driver's aggressive driving towards her vehicle and the implied threat via the finger gun motion, it is possible that a judge or jury that believed Officer Lean's version of events could determine that displaying or potentially even pointing the firearm was a proportionate response. Although there would be a strong argument that the threat of force was not justified, particularly if the court determined that she did in fact point the weapon rather than simply display it.
All right. Well, with that information, let me talk to my commander.
Please.
I'll have a chat with him.
I understand. I know brandishing. Yep, absolutely. I fucked up. I should have just kept it right in the door, not even messed with it. But he indicated at me in a threatening motion with the finger guns. That's the only reason I did it. It wasn't unprovoked. I didn't just grab it and point it at him. I didn't flash a gun at him just for the sake of flashing a gun at him. He pointed finger guns at me after he made multiple attempts towards my car, like juking towards my car, trying to make me swerve. I was not road raging at all. Like, I wouldn't do that. I sure as hell wouldn't point a gun at somebody. Like, we all know better.
Yeah.
Like I would absolutely never do that.
All right. I've heard everything you've had to say. My hands are tied. All right. Sorry I got to do this. Okay? You throw them back for me?
Yeah.
Please?
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. We won't forget those. Any shoulder issues or any reason why you might need 2 cuffs? And 2 fingers.
Officer Lean was booked into the Snohomish County Jail at around 3 p.m., and after a judge found probable cause for the second-degree assault allegation, she was released with conditions the following evening, after spending roughly 26 hours in custody. Edmonds Police Chief Michelle Bennett issued a statement regarding the arrest, indicating that Officer Lean had been placed on administrative leave while an internal affairs investigation was conducted. On January 8, 2025, the Snohomish County Prosecutor's Office announced that it would not be filing felony charges against Officer Lean. And on April 1st, 2025, the Linwood Municipal Prosecuting Attorney also advised that misdemeanor charges would not be pursued, as the city concluded after meeting with both parties that it could not prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Officer Lean was not acting in self-defense. As of the date of writing this episode, Edmonds PD has not publicly announced the final disposition of the internal affairs investigation into the situation. Overall, the Linwood officers get an A+ for conducting a thorough and impartial investigation, demonstrating a clear understanding of the problem.
Honestly, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the end of the video. I think he's going to just grade them. I watched this guy before. He gives people like grades on like the performance of how they interact with each other. Like I said from the beginning, they was just doing their job. Honestly, like I'm not really a big fan of police, but they were just doing their job. Like they literally was just doing their job. So there's that, but yeah, I don't understand why would you point it. I get it. He's doing this at you, or maybe he was doing that, like gun movements, whatever, like that at you. I don't know. For me, I'm more cautious on when I grab my weapon. Maybe it's more of a PTSD kind of thing, but if I'm in that flight or fight mood, and well, not I won't say mood, but in that scenario, and I actually see a gun, I'm like, I'm not gonna be showing it, but I'm gonna grab it. I'm not gonna be showing him, but I'm gonna grab it. And if for some reason they do one of them things where people like to get in front of you and then they get out of their car like, hey, come on, you want to fight? Then it will be probably shown from that portion of it. Then it would probably be shown. But for you to be driving, you just lift it up like that. It's like I don't know. Um, like they said at the end, they can't tell who was telling the truth or whatever like that. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't lying. Maybe she was telling the truth. She was on the phone with her mom. Blah 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 blah. Maybe she was telling the truth. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she actually did point the gun at her and just made up some fucking story that just you know what I mean. Whatever, just stick. You know. But I don't even know what to say about this one. I mean, it's kind of like in the air kind of thing. But most importantly, guns is meant to shoot, not meant to fucking display like it's a fucking toy or some shit like that. But I get it. You on the road, some idiot think that he can cut you off doing finger movements and shit like that. You're probably like, bro, I'm not. I don't have a fucking finger. I got the real shit with me. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she was like, yeah, like go on about your day, my guy. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know. For me, I wouldn't show it. Even if I did see finger movements, I wouldn't show it. I'll probably have it on my lap at that portion of it and rack it, but I probably wouldn't even display it. If I see any movements or any indications that he's gonna fire, then it's like I love my car, but it's like shit. I, my life comes first. You get what I'm saying? But all in all, you know, hope it was hope if the person lied, they got what they got, or if she was lying, she got what she got. You know what I'm saying? But can't really can't really go off of like who's at fault or who's telling the truth at that point. But hey, man, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.